What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome to episode 244 of the FLA Exposure Podcast, sponsored by our good friends at Mr. Donaire, presenting sponsors for the big 2025 season. Thanks to our good friends at Mr. Donaire. Check them out. All Sobeys, Atlantic Superstores, pretty much any retail outlet across Canada. MrDonaire.ca. Johnny boy, what's happening? How you doing?
Another day at the office, buddy. Just plugging away, getting ready for next weekend. Obviously, there's a million things in the works right now, being first show of the year and that. And
we're here,
Jason. Away, brother.
We're here, Mr. Savage. We're here. Isaiah Bernard, Boo Cubs. Listen, buddy, I got to give you some shout outs. This guy, I seen a post there yesterday. Man, you're looking fantastic, buddy. Super proud of you. Awesome job.
I saw that too. Yeah, good work, Isaiah.
Yeah, it is very good. Making his way back down to that featherweight division, eh? I don't know what was that fight?
It was featherweight. I'm almost positive.
For some reason, I thought it was 165. I thought it was a weird weight, but maybe it was featherweight. Isaiah, I guess he'll tell us in a second. But anyway, everybody, welcome to the show. Obviously, some crazy breaking news. Nothing that John and I and our fans and sponsors and everybody who works close to Fight League Atlantic hasn't been before. Yeah, catchweight 165. I thought so. So it was supposed to be at featherweight, I think. Just we want to get on here, and John and I wanted to drop some news regarding Fight League Atlantic 19 in Fredericton. Unfortunately, we're no longer going to be hosting the event in Fredericton. We booked the event at the Capital Exhibition Center last year, paid a deposit. Everything was looking great. Booked a lot of fights, hotels, everything was signed off with the city. And unfortunately, we found out maybe 2 weeks ago that the venue has pulled the plug. Not really with a lot of reasoning, just kind of told us that they're not really comfortable hosting the event. Fredericton has had issues in the past hosting combat sports events. The city was willing to host the event. We worked very closely with the city. So it's not something the city's doing. The city actually tried to help us. We tried to switch to another venue. But being this close, events are booked a year out a lot of times, maybe more. So unfortunately, the only venue date that we could get was Easter weekend. So John and I decided, unfortunately, that's not a weekend that anybody really wants to go watch fights. Easter is a family weekend kind of in Canada. And unfortunately, so long story short, John, I'll leave the rest to you.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we've known about this for a few days now. We just try to get our ducks in order, but we're going to go back to the Moncton Coliseum. Coliseum's always been so good to us. We're able to keep the same date, April 12th. And we'll go back there. I mean, everyone that's been to a show at the Coliseum knows how great they are. And as much as we wanted to open up a new city, like we were super excited to go to Fredericton. I know a lot of fighters were very interested in fighting in Fredericton and everything else, but it is what it is. I mean, I think going back to the Coliseum is probably the play right now. Just again being able to keep the date and not trying to pull off an event in a new city on Easter weekend, which is probably a hard weekend for most people to make it to. And so I mean, 2026, I guess we'll probably go for Fredericton again. Derek's been talking with other venues there about the future. But yeah, I mean, we just kind of got screwed on this one, and we have no choice but to pivot. So we just felt like getting on here and just telling everybody exactly how it went down was probably the best way to relay this information and just be completely transparent and relay this information to everybody all in one fell swoop, right?
Yeah,
Ben, buddy.
And that's it, John, like it's, we've been through this before with COVID. We've been through this before with hurricanes. So it's not, how do I say this? It's not, maybe not now, but when. That's not the right way to say it. But like Fredericton is something that we have on the radar. The athletes in Fredericton are only going to continue to get better. The scene in New Brunswick is only going to continue to grow. So it's again, it's not a city decision. The city was 100% supportive of us going to Cape Breton, going to Fredericton, and hosting an awesome event. It's just unfortunately this venue really kind of pulled the plug on us, unfortunately. And everybody has the right to do what they want to do, and I totally understand it. But Moncton's just a little bit down the road, and everything Johnny said was spot on. So
Yeah,
That's a shitty situation, I guess.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, going back to Moncton is definitely not the worst case scenario. We've had our best shows probably there, and like I said, same weekend. It's a couple hours down the road, so hopefully it doesn't mess up anyone else's travel plans or anything else. Appreciate you too, Ben, buddy. And yeah, we're gonna move everything there and on with the show, man. And unfortunately, like I said, we're not gonna get to open up that new city this year on our schedule, but it's still something we're going to try for. I mean, 2026 will be here soon enough, and the rest of 2025 is laid out in front of us, and we're full steam ahead. We've been, going hard on redesigning the whole cage and putting some other things together for the show, and new staff and awesome fights. I mean, next weekend's fight card is just stacked top to bottom. The progression. Not to get too far into it right now. I know we'll do our pre-show next week, but
Hell with it. Let's go into it right now.
we've seen such a progression in just the level of fights, from having mostly amateurs and maybe one pro fight to now we've got, I think, 2 or 3 amateur fights, the rest, a couple advanced amateur title fights, another advanced amateur fight, and a stacked load of pro fights. So
yeah, it's crazy.
2025 is going to be a crazy year. We're going to hit FLA 20 this summer, and yeah. So to everybody that had their heart set on Fredericton, we did our best. We really did, and don't give up hope yet.
No, it's 100% exactly. Like unfortunately, this is old hat for us. Like it's you just pivot and you move forward, and it's nothing like any of you athletes don't do out in the cage when you're fighting. You like you get hit, you move forward, and you figure out a different direction to win the fight. And
yeah, man,
we're committed.
And we still haven't canceled the show.
No, man, we won't. Exactly. Like we're committed to this. This is a full-fledged business for John and I and all of our staff that work so hard to continue to build this brand with all these athletes who just put their ass on the line all the time, event in and event out, just to amateur, pro, whatever it is, man. We're all in this together. We say it all the time, whether it's social media, doing medicals. Like we're a small East Coast organization that's just doing this to build the sport out here, and kind of with a little chip on our shoulder to become number one, and because we've never been number one in the East Coast, and in a lot of things in sports, we're always kind of the East Coast, so we have a big opportunity to be doing great things all together here, and it's awesome.
And I love what Asifo said the other day about, this is kind of our sports league, so let's get behind it and grow the scene, because it's not only helping the fighters and us, obviously, as a business move things ahead, but all the gyms that are flourishing now because they've got something to train for and work towards, and all the young fighters that are coming up. Like I see it in my gym, and we see it across Atlantic Canada, and
consistency, man. It's like an athlete that shows up day every day and a coach that shows up day every day. Like, John, like that relationship is something special that you can only get by consistently showing up and both putting in the effort. And that's what this whole scene is. It's incredible to see, man. It really is. Like you said, all the gyms popping up and really flourishing and doing awesome, and other like grappling organizations and tournaments, and it's really awesome to see, man. That's what we want. And anybody who's out there that promotes shit, if you're not out there supporting other people promoting shit, then start, because that's number one thing. If you're someone out there promoting grappling or whatever it is you want to promote, you should be right there in the crowd promoting other people.
You should appreciate the grind.
100%. We're all in this shit together. So, everybody needs to just kind of support one another and just enjoy the ride of what we're doing here, man. Eventually all this shit ends and all going to be memories, and hopefully we'll be all lucky to be talking about them in wheelchairs and in nursing homes down the road.
Way down the road.
Way down the road. Yeah. If this keeps up, maybe not that long, but but no, it's been an incredible grind, and I thank you, John, and everybody for all the hard work behind the scenes that continues to make this happen, and just it's awesome. So can't wait for this weekend.
Yeah, next weekend's coming quick, man. So everybody, keep your eye open. We'll do our pre-show next week. We'll go through the whole card, top to bottom. If you haven't been following us on Instagram already and seeing all the posts and
11 fights so far.
Yeah, amazing fights. Everything's still going forward. So That's amazing. And before we do jump off, I just want to plug that we are starting a newsletter. And we just put this together. We're gathering up our contacts, and we're going to start putting out newsletters that's going to include like different discounts and offers and stuff that are only going to be available through that. We're just trying to help reach more of our the fan base and grow the sport and grow our catchment area of people that we can get in contact with. So please go to fightleagueatlantic.com and sign up for the newsletter if that's something that interests you. And of course, it's going to include, information on upcoming fights and all that. So anyway, might as well plug that while we're out here.
100%, man. Johnny did a great job putting that on the website, and the website's coming along, and that's exactly what it's about, man. We haven't done that before, for sure. Like, we're
brand new.
Yeah, it's good though, man. Like, anytime we can plug that shit, the better. So, Searsy. Check out that store. Oh my God, Justin, what's your furniture store in Amherst? Justin Sears. Oh my God, how am I forgetting this right now? That's embarrassing. He sponsored us before. Come on, Justin, don't leave me hanging here. Anyway,
I should know this too. I probably stuck the decal on the cage. Anyway,
he's not messaging. There's Craig Ferguson. Craig is going to be away for this event, our first event. Sweet Dreams Furniture. There we go.
Yes, there it is.
Sweet Dreams Furniture. Check them out. A great guy, great person, and great supporter of combat sports. But Craig Ferguson going to miss this event too. Craig, throwing in Adam Gold for a little bit of a relief pitcher here for this one. Adam, a ton of experience. I'm excited about that. We'll talk a little bit more next week about that. But otherwise, we'll just
absolutely
talking forever. So
anyway, I mean, that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to come on and just give everyone a heads up. You heard it from us first, and so April 12th still happening, but we're going to do back-to-back shows at the Coliseum, which, as everybody knows, is never a bad idea when it comes down to it, man. It's a great show for setup, great staff there at that Coliseum, and of course, our staff knows that place inside and out. Great setup for weigh-ins and everything else. So,
all right, everybody, we'll see you next week and get those tickets. Like 10 tables left and about 90 some cage side seats remaining. So get those floor seats, get those general seats, and we'll see you next Saturday. Thanks for everybody's support. Lots of love. Peace.